Hey there, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another edition of I'm Streaming Something. It's the fourth day in a row. It's pretty good for me. Tonight we're in a different spot. Tonight we're upstairs in my office where I do my day job and most of my other stuff. And I'm going to be working for a little bit less than an hour now on a stand, custom stand that I'll 3D print later for one of these Stream Deck XL. And one of the problems with this is that it either sits low on the desk, basically almost flat. It's no good unless you're standing over top of it, to me. And the base that they send with it is on with magnets. And even with it, it's not very, it's not at a good angle. It's odd that the first edition of this, the mid-size one, that they give you an adjustable stand for it. But for the bigger one, they just give you one and say that's it. It just costs more and more buttons, but you can't change the angle. So I want to do two things. I want to be able to change the angle just a little bit, and I want to raise it up 1.5 to 2 inches so it sits above the back of my keyboard so that when I'm working on it, I can get at it easier. Right now it sits down below my keyboard. So, hey there, Tony, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. So, I played around with this a little bit. I'm just going to do some more work on it tonight when I've got 3/4 of an hour to go. The dots that are on this, little multicolored dots, I put on it to try to 3D scan it with my iScan. And yeah, you still can't scan black. Darn science. It's not reflective enough. So I tried putting dots on it. That didn't work either. So, and I debated painting it with white paint, but I haven't got that desperate yet. So for this round of this stand, I'm going to just make a new one, because why not? You can always make a different one later. So one of the nice things about this, one of the cool things, is that these little, the little feet that slip into the base actually are magnetic, one side or the other. So it actually clips in. So I picked up some little tiny magnets to use as well. In the one that I do, I'll embed them in the print when I'm doing it, and we'll see how it goes. Oh, they have these in too. Wow. Yeah. I wanted the bigger one. I like to use it with software, like for all the hotkeys and stuff. So, but having it sitting off to the side is not good for me. And I sit with my keyboard raised up a bit on an angle, steeper angle, mostly so I can see it. And so I just thought, it's time to fix it. It's been here for a little over a month, so I better do something to fix it. Yeah, this is the big one. I had a friend who had this problem, and I thought, well, if I'm going to help him, I'm going to make one. It's easier just to have one here, so. And I wanted resistance to face it. So. Alright, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I have a question while you guys are here. Is my audio okay compared to the music? Now that the music stops, of course. Damn. It'll come on in a second. I knew good. Because I did a couple of tests earlier and hoped I got it right and got tired of testing and said, oh, let's just go live and see what happens. Music's a little loud. Thanks, son. I can't turn the music down anymore at this point. Yeah, Ryan's here too. This is the musician son, so I guess I better listen to him. Yeah, dance party, man. Dance party. Don't worry, I won't dance. Yeah, I can't turn the music down any less at this point. I've got it on the lowest setting. Tonight, because I'm up here, I'm just running it in a window. And I've got it tuned down as low as it seems to want to go. All I can probably do is boost. Did my voice get louder there? Or not? Just don't know. Yeah, I've got the music on the lowest notch. I can just turn it off if I have to. It's too annoying. Yeah, you gotta tilt the glasses or else you get that all the time. It's weird sometimes. I'm out and I still have them tilted like this. And I kind of realize it and slide them back down. Not that I go out very much. I don't know if I can do much else about it. Okay, Andrew, thanks for stopping in. Always good to see you. Hope you're doing okay. All right, we'll just have to work on that again another day. So take off the banner that says there's music and we'll just get rid of it. In one of these windows. There, took care of that. Should be gone now. All right. Side chatter. Yeah, I know. I've been another one of those projects is a set of glasses that are the right lenses. These are just cheap, like cheater glasses, so I can cut up a few pair. But I want to get a pair that are the right magnification for here, the monitors, and the arms are pre-bent. I tried heating some. I tried bending some metal ones. That resulted in a lot of broken glass frames. But I also bought a 3-pack of cheap ones that are the right magnification. And I started working on frame design, and then I was going to scan the lenses, and much like the black stuff that doesn't scan properly, clear doesn't either. So I've painted those with white tempera paint, and they're sitting there waiting for me. The next time I fire up the scanner, I'll scan them and see if I can get them to work. Because all I need is the outline of the glasses, really, and the outer edges are curved a bit, so it'd be easier to scan it. And it would be cooler to scan it and make them. Anyway, let's quit talking to me. And read up here. It's easier to read. Tony, trying to fix your Mark 2.5 and got new pin to 2 working. Oh no. Yeah, getting the right firmware can be kind of confusing on there. There's so many variations now. Yeah, I ordered some of the new Pindas as well, 3 of them, but nobody will be surprised that I haven't installed any yet. But, yeah. I hope you can get it figured out and get it working. You can still load the new firmware in though, right? Hey, there's Vince here as well. Good evening, sir. No, you don't have to create your own objects at all. There's probably literally a million of them out there for free and for pay. Some are paid objects, some of the cool figures and that are paid ones, but most of them are free or close enough to free. But it's not worth my time to sit there for 5 hours and draw something. But you can get started if you want to do your own designs. You can do them in Tinkercad is free. FreeCAD, appropriately named, is free. Fusion 360 from Autodesk is sort of free. It's got a free option depending on if you qualify for it. And those are the main ones. And Blender is another good free one. Maybe somebody else will pop in with some more. I use Rhino 3D because I use it for work. So I've been using it for probably 20 years now. So it's just my go-to. It's just easy for me. I'm familiar with it. I'd like to learn one of the free ones, but haven't got quite to that yet. It was supposed to be a winter project, and now it's spring, so we'll put it on next winter's list. Yeah, this is Rhino 3D, the latest version, whatever it is. So what I've got here is I did the high-tech thing. I took a photo of the bottom of the Stream Deck, and I'm going to stumble into buttons that don't work. I already had to spend some time finding some of my menu items again because I just upgraded this last week and haven't used it yet. So here we go, learning on the fly. Yes, 3D Builder in Windows works as well. I like Fusion 360. I've used it a bit, but my concern is that Autodesk has stung me before. They had an awesome 3D scanning app on the phone, and they shit canned it. It's like, and it's not like they just made it a paid product. They just got rid of it, shut it all down. It's like, thanks. And I'm not a big fan of their software to begin with, but not a fan of monopolies that way, but I have to use it occasionally for work, and that's enough. I just use the 2D one for work, thankfully, because their way of thinking in 3D is backwards to me. It doesn't work for me. Yeah, I got to be able to just do that and slide things around. All right, so for this, these are the feet and the bottom, and I'm just going to work on putting together. I'm going to try and check the chat back and forth at the same time. Why are we getting nowhere? Maybe I should have tested this new version before I just came on here and said, yeah, let's use it. It's not letting me do anything. Just kind of the problem I had just before I came online. Well, that works. Sort of. Not. Better. Oh, I know what it is. I've done another bad thing. I updated my Mac to Big Sur the other day. Maybe that's it. It's been out for like 5 months. It's got to be fixed by now. Yeah, I can't draw anything. It won't let me. Well, that's not very fun, is it? Makes a great demo when the software doesn't work at all. Not like it's crashing or anything. It's just, nah, I'm not going to work. It's that one. I don't know that one. No, turn off menus. You can just insert all the bad words that are running through my head right now. What have they done to this? Okay, let's just start a whole new document. See if it doesn't like old ones. Brian, you run Macs at work. Are you running Big Sur on any of them yet? I held out until this past week. Finally logged me in. Rescue was working, apparently. I've used it once, so it worked. We can't even make new documents. Not impressed at all. Yeah, Tony, in this case, I think it's a Mac versus Rhino problem. Strange though, because usually their Mac stuff, since they made a Mac version 5 or 6 years ago, at least maybe 10 years ago now, it's been really good at having a stable product at the same time, same features as the Windows version. But as we can see, it's not doing what it's supposed to. It's just spinning, so that's not good. Yeah. No, if I was going to show off any cool stuff, but I'm going to try and show stuff and get something a little bit farther along my to-do list. Turn the music back on. It doesn't matter. Just like in the car. Well, is there anything else anybody'd like to see while this doesn't work? And it says I'm up to date with the newest version. Well, it doesn't friggin' work. News for them. Well, let's just change gears slightly. Let's change from what the title says for all of these to another thing I was doing earlier tonight was working on some starting soon graphic and a thanks, see you later, bye graphic for the end. I don't know if anybody was here right at the beginning to see that. I ran for a few seconds, but okay, let's change gears a half a gear anyways. This is Affinity Designer. I don't know if you're familiar with Affinity Graphic Software. Part of my plan is to slowly wean myself off of the expensive stuff, like all the Adobe suite that I don't know how much my day job pays for that, but too much in my opinion. So I wanted to get rid of Photoshop and Illustrator and Premiere are the ones that I use the most occasionally in design, but I could live without it. So I've been using DaVinci Resolve for my video editing. Run the machine over there under Windows. And been using the Affinity suite for my Windows machines and the Mac here. Let's go off script here and see. The nicest thing about here, let's share that screen. Let's share this screen. It's doing really good, actually. It's downstairs running right now. It's the one I've been using for the last. Is that the red one or the blue light one that I built on stream? I can't remember now. But either way, they're both running. They run some real low end mining software most of the time, and then I just shut that down when I have to use it for anything, because I have 3 Windows machines in the house that run 24 hours a day and weren't doing anything. So I let them make a little bit of money, earn their keep, and that's the theory, anyways. But it's doing really well. No, it's doing really good. The one's got 2 of them have just got 10 series, like 1000 series cards in them, a 1070 and I think it's a 1050 or something in this one, because it wasn't really meant to do much. And then the other one's got a 30 something. Is it 60? I can't remember now. I was worried about it. But it's doing great. Hank does the streams fine. Mine's when it's not doing that, so it's doing good. Affinity this is their website, and I highly recommend their software. I can't recommend this stuff enough. It's a one-shot purchase. If I get to the right window, I can even move it. And right now they're running their 50% off sale. So you can buy Affinity Designer for $35 Canadian. Alexa, convert $35 Canadian to US funds.
35 Canadian dollars is about 27 US dollars and 84 cents.
$28. And that's a forever license. That's not a year or anything else. That's just it. Like $28. And their photo is the same. It's on sale. I don't know how long these sales last when they have these. You rarely get more than a day's notice that they're gonna shut it down. So, and they have a publisher as well, which is like InDesign. But no, it's on Windows too. It's not just Mac software. It's not really mine. Well, it is mine, but yeah. No, it's on Windows as well. I use it on the machine in the other room occasionally. I use it downstairs on the big streaming box. I've used it here to make quick graphics for using in DaVinci. It's one of the extra nice things about it is that this file earlier tonight was Affinity photo file, and I just open it in Designer. Designer is kind of like Illustrator on a Mac. So it's just just transparent, moving between the 2 of them. At least I don't use their publisher one much, but I know these 2 I go back and forth all the time. Used to be I'd have to have one copy in Photoshop, a PSD file with all the layers and crap, and then if I wanted to move it into Illustrator, I'd have to convert it to some kind of a it would open it in Illustrator, but going back and forth was a pain, where these just don't care. It's almost like the file format is the same for both of them, and it just has an extension so you can tell one from the other if you care, I guess. I don't know, because they just open and all the layers and stuff, like on this, if we want to do the starting soon here, and if I want to put effects on it, give it a blue glow. I guess I should put it on screen so you can see it. That would be really good. Yes, it works on PC too, Llama. How's it going, sir? Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Gonna run for about another 20 minutes because my main goal of the night, the software won't even run right. I've updated my Mac to Big Sur and updated the Rhino 3D software in the last week, and Rhino just isn't working. Doesn't even open a requester to load a new file now. So yeah, the only reason I use Inkscape still is because one thing that Affinity hasn't added yet is auto trace a bitmap. So if you've got a logo that you want to bring in, there's no routine for that. And I thought, great, I'm gonna have to keep using Illustrator just for that, which I can because I don't pay for it, but work does. But I thought, well, I'll have to keep it then until they add that feature. And people have been yelling at them. There's got to be a real reason they're not doing it. There may be a copyright issue or something that they can't do. I don't know. They aren't saying anything. They aren't real chatty by the sounds of it. But so I just use Inkscape for that. I bring it in, trace the bitmap, save it as an SVG or whatever vector format, and bring it in here. On this reads and writes, Illustrator files, PSDs, all that stuff. So like in here, if I go to export, you can see we've got PNGs, JPEGs, GIFs, TIFFs, PSDs, straight to a PDF, which is just a big bitmap at that point. SVG, EPS, whatever, an EXR, I don't know what HDR is, but this is that kind of file, or an old Targa file. How's that? So it's really handy. I really like it. I was introduced to this probably about a year ago because they had a 50% off sale at the start of COVID to help people that were, most of the graphics people were out of work. And it was they did a 50% off sale then. And that's when I bought it for me. I bought it from both of my kids. So they had stuff to use to do graphic work. Luke's been using his a lot. I don't know if he's still here. He was here earlier. And the old one, Matt, that was on yesterday, he's been using it too. So they voted Trace out. Assholes. Rhino's great on a Mac until today because it's probably Big Sur's fault. I can't believe that Big Sur's been out since last fall, really, right? And shit still doesn't work in it. Like, how has nobody got their act together? I know it's been a rough year and all, but still, like, and I waited until LogMe and Rescue that I use for work and our antivirus software corporate stuff worked on Big Sur properly. I waited another month or so after the first versions came out, and it seems fine. So I didn't think of anything else. So already my Elgato Lightning Dock 3 Pro, whatever the hell it's called, it's not cheap. And the SD card reader doesn't work right in it now. So setting up prints is kind of a challenge. Yes, they're still having their 50. It's actually their 50% off sale stopped sometime last year because I remember going to show to somebody and I was like, oh, it's not on sale anymore. And then the other day I went in and to do an update, the 1.9 update, and it's on sale again. So who knows for how long? Last time they gave like a little bit of a warning, but Yeah. Yeah, you've been using this a long time, Llama. Oh, they brought it up before Christmas? Oh, okay, cool. See, I don't go to their website much. I just use their stuff. But I really like it. Like it's, you know, it's quick, sporty, and I can, save this and here and all the other stuff that's covering stuff on the screen. It's interesting. It's pixel persona. What just makes it like there? That's interesting. But now I can take this same file, open it. I can find it. It's always my challenge. Now you can't have too much stuff, by the way. It opens it just the same. And the text is there. The glow is on it the same. And go to the FX layers. There's the same outer glow. We can change the color. Something else just for the sake of discussion. Get blue to match the lights in here. Just like that. It's kind of nice that it keeps all the settings, all the modifiers all in place, so you can just jump back and forth. I tend to work in Designer most of the time just because that way I've got vector available better than it is in here. Of course, you didn't see any of that because I didn't share that screen. Thought somebody'd be yelling at me. One thing I wish they'd add to StreamYard is the ability to keep your like 2 or 3 shared screens available so you can jump between them rather than just having to go through the 5 steps to get to it every time to pick the next one again. I'd like to be able to keep several at the bottom of the screen. More, always more. Yeah. Yeah, the only time I use Inkscape so far is just for bitmap tracing because it was the free, seemed to do a decent job. It's not as good as Illustrator's tracing, that's for sure. It doesn't handle curves and odd, intricate shapes very well. And I'm sure I could fiddle with the settings for a couple of days and figure it out, but it's close enough for what I need. If I'm really stuck, I can still open Illustrator here, but yeah, but when I jump to another screen share, like right now I'm in photo, and if I want to go back to the other one, my only option in StreamYard is to stop the screen. Like if I go share, hit the share button again, my only option is stop the screen. So it goes away, and then I can share a new one, and then I have the little, I guess I can do the don't show these tips thing, and then I have to go pick another one. It would be nice if you could line up, half a dozen of them to use throughout your show and have the different windows ready to go and just jump to them. I'm not sharing now because I was in the midst of changing. So now we're sharing. But that's it. Like it would be nice if I could have one up like this, and when I'm showing the difference between the two, I could switch between them faster with a mouse click down in the StreamYard thing. I'll add it to my list, my want list, I'm sure they want to hear from me even more than they do. At least I'm not seeing a way to do it. If they've got one, I'm not aware of it. But I'll be asking them in about 20 minutes when they're doing their weekly town hall. Eventually, these screens might be nice animated ones, but videos, but for now, they're not. That's a pretty gross color. No, this is StreamYard. This is not the same as Streamlabs and OBS. This is just StreamYard. Just lets me go out to 3 places at once. And yeah, I know Streamlabs is trying to make their own clone of this, and Melon, and they're trying, but reports are that it's just not up to speed. And I'm not surprised. To me, my experience with Streamlabs products has always been very heavy, not very efficient at running, and just seemed like it needed a lot more. And it was buggy for a long time. So, okay, take it easy, Mr. Llama. Hope she's doing okay. And be safe, sir. Yeah, I know you can go Streamlabs to StreamYard, but up here on this machine, it's just me. I don't need, like downstairs, I use XSplit with 4 or 5 cameras at a time and all that. So it's more set up for that. Up here on this machine, it's just me and whatever I'm doing that I've done any of this stuff with, any streaming with ever, even just support calls to people and that, share the screen, show them how to do stuff, away we go. On the one behind me, the Windows machine, I've done a little bit of experimenting with doing some tutorial stuff off the iPad Pro and some drawing stuff with it. I'll probably do some of that in the next couple of weeks here, play with it again. And then I just run a camera over my shoulder so you can see my hand drawing on the screen at the same time. And one on my, all this, because you gotta have your face in the stuff. So, and I just run it with OBS with Stream Elements, actually. The other one with a similar name, just to cause no confusion. And the only reason it's got Stream Elements is because I've used it for gaming with the Xbox before, plugged into it with OBS and Stream Elements. So another experiment that was like, okay, it works. That's it. Moved on. So where's the latest one? Another one that's more the speed of this crowd might be. I was doing one like this for a background one time too. So, hey, this is kind of handy. I can watch it on the StreamYard screen and see how bright it really is. So I kind of want it in the background so it's not jumping right out. Over the purples again. So it's just there, kind of like that. What do we think? How's that look? On my screen, it's really bright, but I think once it's broadcast, it dulls it down a bit, it seems. Let's take off that annoying glow that I put on for a demo. Go with that. And let's do a linear fill. Sorry, alarm. Alarm, alarm. Danger, Will Robinson. Interesting. You don't see the pop-ups this way. Huh. Learn something new every day. It's not bad. I'll have to do. It's just a kind of a placeholder for now. Just as I started doing more of this, I'm like, oh yeah. Every time I've done a stream this week, it's been like, oh yeah, I should get that to work too. Today's goal was to get music to work, but in the iPhone as a camera, which works fine up here. Use it with OBS up here on the Mac. Let it run all afternoon for like 4 hours. Worked fine. 3 cameras running. Everything was awesome. Plugged it in downstairs on the Windows machine. Downloaded. They did an update today, so you can tell they're really working on it, which is good, but still not quite there. So hopefully in the next day or two, they'll do another update that'll work better for me. So anyway, sorry this didn't work out the way it was supposed to, but I'm going to call it here. And I hope that you all have a good evening and stay safe and never let the machines win.